Hello, all. Welcome back to Star and Flurry. Oh my gosh, I had such a weird day. And I'm checking in because I haven't posted anything in a while, and it's not because have disappeared off the face of the earth. It's just, I gotta tell you, I am learning to have, well, I always did, but more so than not, having mad props for these people who do this on a consistent basis with editing, I might add, because I don't do the editing. I just shoot from beginning to end pretty much. I'm going to Skillshare to learn how to do that better, but so that I can have a little bit more fun. But I will tell you, I'm not doing that now, and it's hard to get motivated to do one of these. Not that I don't love talking about tarot, but like I said, I mean it seems to me that I keep climbing on here to rant, and I don't want to do that. I actually did a whole post on guidebooks and ranting about them, and then I found myself apologizing at the end for ranting once again about creators, and what good is that? I mean, I can have my issues with these things. Most of my ranting has to do with guidebooks, and I won't point anyone out specifically, but I'm sure you are all familiar with who they are. Is that people? I'm sorry, I have to do one because it was just so funny to me. Is the Nocturna Oracle. Now, it's a really beautiful deck. I heart it more than you know. I think I even set aside some of my favorite cards. It starts at dusk, ends at dawn. I don't really think it has a beginning or end, but this is the card that roped me in. Night sky. It's so funny. I have non-copyright jazz music going on in the background, and all it sounds like is like 1980s porn music. Not that I listen to a lot of that. But, back in the day when you would, scrolling through your Showtime and HBO and Movie Channel back when they were reasonably priced, and it was late at night and all of a sudden one of these would pop up and you're like, whoa! That's what I've got on in the background now. Anyways, that dates me a little bit. Snow, one of my favorite cards, been snowing here all day. And it's not just skies and things, they're geodes. Mountain lion. One of my favorites, Firefly. And then what was so timely is fog. And so I went to look up, it was so funny, I was actually doing a thing kind of, in my opinion, live, without really knowing, kind of shooting from the hip, not knowing what I was going to do, except that I knew I was going to talk about guidebooks, and then I showed that last card, I said, hey, let's look it up. And then suddenly you find out that, oh, this is not listed alphabetically. Okay, fine, there must be a table of contents. And then I go to the table of contents and realize that what's in order are the page numbers, not the items. And I'm thinking, well, don't really need the page numbers in order because we already have them in order. It's called a book. So that was it just cracked me up. I'm like, what happened here? Somebody missed a step or a memo because, that just doesn't make sense. So in order to find fog, you have to scroll through a million things that are not in alphabetical order to find it. Fortunately, in this case, it's right on top. So page 7. And the keywords are feeling lost. Yes. Uncertainty. Yes. Confusion. Yes. I just thought that was so funny, and they have a lovely little blurb, which I won't read but I just thought that was funny. So that's a guidebook that really isn't a guidebook, kind of like a book. I don't know what it is, but not good in guidebook circles. And then the other one I wanted to complain about, and I had it here for the longest time, and now I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Here it is, buried under everything, which I will go into in a second. I adore the El Goliath Tarot. I do not adore the El Goliath Tarot book, and I will tell you why. Because that's the font. What is it, a 6 point, 8 point maybe? I don't know what it is. But you literally didn't, for anybody with basically who's at all farsighted, or over 50, I'll put it that way, has a very difficult time reading this. And so, it's hard because the cards, of course, are not RWS related very much, as I recall. And so, you can get some intuitive hints, but you need some help. And I will tell you that what he writes in here is wonderful. Is wonderful. It's always a good read. But I have to pull out a magnifying glass, and that's freaking annoying. And that's why I don't pull it out that much, because it takes work to frickin' use the guidebook, which is also gigantic. So those are my issues. Anyways, so my little mini thing today is to talk briefly. Well, first of all, I'll tell you about my day. Oh my God. So I've been curious how to do overhead shots, camera-wise. And if you have any pointers for me, please send them down below, because I haven't figured it out. I did order one of those things that I can attach to my tripod. It holds your camera down. But then what I don't understand, because again, the camera is just far enough away, and by the time I flick what I'm looking at up, I can't really see it all that well. Certainly can't tell whether things are focusing, whether I'm in focus. I can't tell that stuff. And so I was trying to figure out how to get my camera to talk to my computer, and it was just kind of like, I know it can do it. I'm experiencing a severe operator error issue here. I know I can do it. I downloaded all the utilities and all that, and I actually got it to connect wirelessly, but the only thing that connected, what I was hoping is I could do a mirror between my Mac and my camera so that I can see, which I can do with my phone. So I want to record on my phone, I can record and mirror to my Mac so it's big enough so I can see. But I haven't quite figured out how to do that with my camera. So if I do figure that out, that might be fun, because I think the lens I can shoot in a higher, I don't know what I'm shooting in now. It might be 1080, I don't know. But it'd be nice to shoot in a higher res. Because when you're showing decks, it's nice to really see the imagery clear. But oh my God, my brain is just hurting right now. It hasn't been exercised this much in a long, long time. So I'm kind of giving up that for now. I am gonna do a deep dive, but these are things you have to kind of work up to. So, anyways, and so my little fun thing today is introducing people to the Cosmic Journey Oracle by Yannick Silver, and this is the box. And I just want to tell you, I haven't seen this anywhere except I was listening to the Autistic Mystic, and if you listen to him, he's so interesting, and I enjoy almost every tarot tuber. I watch a lot of them, but you tend to go back to your regulars. My regulars: Lisa Pepez, Simon at the Hermit's Cave, Marlena Teresa, Danny Mystic. I love Dustin over at Modern Metaphysique. Just, those are my standards. But every once in a while I jump onto the Autistic Mystic, and he pulled out this card, and in the brief moment that he did, he kind of went like this. So I barely saw the backs, but it looked like Grateful Dead to me. Here, let me show you the backs. They're like this. But in a quick flash like this, it looked like something Grateful Dead-like. So I spent my time searching, because every time I'll ask creators what decks they're using. No one ever gets back to me, and now I just figure it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's taboo or not. Let me know, because I don't have any qualms about. Well, nobody asks because I don't have any followers. But if anybody asked me what deck I was showing, I would absolutely tell them, and I wouldn't be bothered by them asking. But and so I don't know if creators don't like that, or if it's just one comment in a million that they just aren't bothering to respond to, and that's fine. They don't need to have a personal one-on-one with me unless I'm paying for it, and I understand that. But nonetheless, if you're going to use a deck, it's kind of like there's kind of a standard, although no one follows it very well. But over on Boho, is it Boho Tarot or Don Michelle's Facebook page? The standard rule of thumb is if you're going to post a comment about a deck or a picture, you also say, what is the deck? Because people are going to ask. And so just say it in the comment that you're making. How that shouldn't be that hard, but apparently it is. Anyways, so I had no idea. I didn't want to leave a comment for the Autistic Mystic because I figured he wouldn't get back to me. One more comment, idiot question coming up his comment section. So I didn't want to do that, and so I went on a hunt to find this frickin' oracle, and I finally found it. And how did I find it? I have no idea now, and I can't even remember because it came in a book depository cover, but I thought I ordered it via Etsy. And I honestly don't recall. I remember just doing a huge deep dive on images, or image, Grateful Dead, because I couldn't get Grateful Dead in my head. I just kept thinking that's what it is, and I couldn't come up with the word cosmic. Had I come up with that, it probably would have been a lot easier. But it just didn't hit me that's, I was thinking hippie, dippy, Grateful Dead, tie-dye. I was thinking of all those things, but if I'd come up with cosmic, I probably would have found it a lot faster. But anyway, so these are the backs. And, like this. And it's called the Cosmic Journey Oracle by Yannick Silver. And it's just, I'm trying to really show you like some of the cards. 3, 2, 1, jump. The light grows brighter only by lighting another. Allow your work to become your art. I love that one. Ask wonderfully, receive graciously. Befriend your fear monster. This is one I think that came up with Autistic Mystic. That may have been how I did it. Is I finally ended up Googling this, and I think that may have been how I found it. But the one that really got me going was if I could find it. Should have had this ready to go before I started this, because there's nothing more boring than watching somebody scroll through a bunch of cards looking for something. I like this one particularly because that is certainly true for me. Out of the mess comes elegant order. Say yes to your open door. I love these. Pardon my itch. I love these quotes. I love this one too. The universe wants to co-conspire with you. Oh, come on, where is it? Because it was so poignant to me at the time he showed it. Here it is. You will only see the way by making the way. And I just thought that was so poignant. And trust me, if you Google that phrase, this is not what comes up. But I started with that, to see if I could find it. I wish I could remember how I found it. Anyways, I'm really glad I did. The great wave awaits. Anyways, this is just a joyous... This is just such a... Your words create worlds. Ugh. Just such a great deck. So anybody who's looking for that, like I said, now this would go... I was just watching somebody's... Oh, straighten up you. Somebody's thing on... And I may do it later. It's 10 under... Or your most... the most underrated decks. And I'm not sure if that means underrated to you... that you underrated them and poo-pooed them and then brought them back into the fold, into the what I call the basket of love, or not. Or if it's just that you haven't seen a lot of them. I'll have to look at the original tag more carefully so that I know. But I will tell you that this is a sweet deck, and I'm so excited I found it. And it comes with a beautiful, big, chunky guidebook and a nice, thick box. And if I ever get my overhead camera working, I may do a full walkthrough of it at some point. There may be others on YouTube. I haven't checked, but so there's that. So, anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it today. I'm trying to think if there's something else I was going to talk about. I don't think there is. Heading to the tax man tomorrow. That should be interesting. Had this kind of ongoing issue. Not that I owe anything, but, well, no, I owe a chunk. But it's just this, it's this business thing that has been, I used to be the easiest taxes file. Do it online, piece of cake. And then I bought a house, and then it got more complicated because you used to be able to take, and if you have a mortgage, you used to be able to take your mortgage, whatever, I don't know, what's it called? The interest rate and all that off. I think that's pretty much stopped now. And I used to donate a lot and used to be able to take that off, but now all of that's kind of disappeared. So the only thing that's creating difficulty in my entire thing is this business that I was part of. And they're just kind of always late with their paperwork, and it just, comes right down to the wire and blah. And this year is no different. Only this time they said, hey, we'll get it to you in time for an extension. And I'm like, I don't want a freaking extension, man. April 15th. Want it off my plate. Done. Signed. Sent. Not this year. So what I'm going to try to do is get somebody to help me wade through everything and do as best to estimate as I can and pay that so it's off my plate a lot. And then whatever dribs and drabs comes back once they actually do send the final paperwork for my taxes and I file my amendment or whatever you call it, that I can do that and I won't owe the fucking universe to them. Excuse my French. So that's where we're at. So anyways, I hope everybody's having a great day. It snowed here all day, which was totally cool, but it was like hovering. It's one of those things, I'm always complaining about the weather, but it was like 33 degrees. So it piled up not a lot, but a little on the bushes and the grass and things like that. So it's absolutely gorgeous out, but it didn't get the streets or the sidewalks, which is fine until the temperature drops to below freezing, which is it's starting to do now. I just went out with my snow pusher to see if I could get some of the slush off the driveway, but it's already frozen, so I'm going to be stuck with that for a while. So anyways. And the other thing I wanted to say is I'm very excited about the Deck and Walk that Marlena Teresa is starting. I believe it's on March 21st, but check out her channel on YouTube because it just sounds really fascinating. And so I listened to her and I was like, I'm in, I'm doing it. And then she had a couple of decks that she is going to be using to help her with this journey. And the only one I had was the Thoth. So I thought, okay, I know I have one somewhere. And so I go hunting for it. And is it anywhere to be found? No, because the Thoth, it should have been in my decks that make you uncomfortable thing, because it's always made me a little uncomfortable. And honestly, I have no idea why. But I don't even put it near other decks because I'm afraid it's got some whatever. I'm so weird, sorry. So then the hunt is on. And hunting it, and I could see it in my mind's eye. I know exactly what the box looks like. And so I finally go kind of down to my purgatory area and start digging through. And I was surprised that I would have put it there. But what I found was my little one. And then I looked a little deeper and I found the gigantic one. So I have one that's like this big and then one that's like this big. And the one that's really tiny is tough because one of the things that you're doing on this Deck and Walk is, why the Thoth comes in handy is because it has both the astrological sign and the planetary sign. It's something like that. I'm not deep enough into it yet to do that. But on the little ones, it's really hard to see. And on the big ones, they're just so freaking big. So I kept thinking, I thought I had a medium one. And I finally found it. And I was like, oh my God, for a deck that you don't work with, why do you have three sizes? Small, medium, and large. That's just insane. So I don't know why that is. And then I was so excited because the book that she's you're going to go on this journey with her. So I think she's doing most of the work, but kind of teaching. But she did recommend a book, and I was so excited to find out that it was available on Kindle. Although when you're relying on visual images, I always worry about how Kindle's going to work out. But I go in there, it's $12.95, which is expensive for a Kindle book, and so I thought, well, that's okay. And so I downloaded it, and I go to look at it, and here's the deal: it's not even a book, Kindle book. It's a frickin' Xeroxed copy, landscape version. So you can't even read it like you have to turn your Kindle like this to read it, and it's all wonky. It's like if you put a piece of paper in a copier crooked. I mean, it was just so poorly done. And for $12.95, I thought, well, God, I'll just order the book because then I can mark it up and see the images more clearly and da-da-da. But it was really annoying. And so I thought, God, can I return this? And so I went on to Kindle, and sure enough, I don't know if there's a time period, but it was literally like 10 minutes. I'm really glad I went to look at it right away because, well, I think I wanted to see how the images were and if this was going to work. And I was so thankful that I did that because it was just all wonky. And so if you're thinking about doing that, I would not recommend getting the Kindle version. I can't remember the name of it. 36. No. I honestly can't remember the name of it. But Marlene Teresa talks about it. She's got links on her video. But anyways, so but don't download the Kindle. It's not worth it. Or at least I don't think so. I think it's gonna be hard to get through. So that's what I gotta say today. Nothing else. I hope you're all having a beautiful day, and I will. I may put together a better review of, or a better rant, not rant, but a critique. Maybe we should say. I think an educated critique on guidebooks, and why they please me, and why and when they don't. And because I don't think I'm alone in this at all. It's probably as volatile as cardstock when it comes to trying to, determine whether you like something or not. So anyways, that's upcoming. That's my teaser. Not very exciting, but a little bit exciting. Okay, so anyways, thank you all for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Star and Flurry out. Bye.